Today I am reviewing a cigar that is re-emerging to the United States market, the Buena Vista Reserva. And this size is the Pyramid, 6.3 by 52. Nice looking foil band and also one at the foot. And there is your density. Now a little bit about this cigar. In 2011, they made their debut to some fairly high acclaim. For one reason or another, they didn't stay around. But Jose Borges brought them back, and this is the same brand, same makeup. And as far as the makeup, it uses the filler is a 2-year aged 2008 to 2010 Dominican, and the wrapper is a Habano 98 from Ecuador. So that's what the cigars are made of. They come in a lot of sizes, and I'll have them listed on the blog. So let's get right to it. The Buena Vista Reserva Pyramid. Alright, let's find where this band begins here at the foot and remove it. Should be fairly well. I can actually slide it right off. So I'll show you that again later. Very nicely constructed cigar. Very nice. Alright, let's take off as little as we can to get a nice concentrated flow of the cigar's smoke. That'll work fine. Took off, well, maybe a quarter inch or so. I'm really surprised at the flavors from a primarily Dominican cigar as far as the filler, but I'm actually getting a sweet orange citrus and a lot of roasted nuts attached right to that orange citrus. A lot. Black pepper at around a 7.5. Maybe some wood notes to go along with those roasted nut flavors. And maybe a few sprinkles of coffee notes at the base too. So that's how we're starting. Very interesting mix of flavors. The Buena Vista Reserva starting out pretty nice. A lot of nice sweet flavors, more than I actually expected. So let's see where we go from here. I'm probably about 1 inch in, and the front end flavor is a little changed. It's not such a pronounced orange citrus anymore. It's more like a sweet cedar, but the key thing is there are notes of cherry mixed in there that are quite obvious and might give it a nice additional boost of sweetness. The roasted nuts now I have pinned down to almond. They are roasted almond. And there's quite a bit of earthiness at the base to go along with what I would still call like coffee notes. Cigar is medium bodied at best, probably the top end of mild to medium, but I'll give it medium bodied. The finish is a sort of a sweet cream with almond tones and a little lingering black pepper. So those would be your main flavors at the 1 inch stage. That's where we are. About 1 3/4 inches in, and we've got a nice burn line going and also a nice tight ash. And it is drooping, so it won't be long before it falls, but it is nice and tight. Very little splintering, just one little spot. The front end flavors are about the same, but you have a heavy influence of those roasted almonds that comes in right after that sweet cedar and sort of a cherry combination. The roasted almonds are very noticeable, very thick roasted almond flavor right after the sweet notes. I would still call a coffee base, very light coffee notes at the base. And you still get, last segment I didn't speak about the wood notes, the dry wood, but there is some, sort of dry wood notes here and there. The earthiness is toned down some. You've got a lot more sweetness, a lot more almonds. Finish is unchanged. Still medium body. I should about cover it. At about 1 3/4 inches in. Well, I'm right down at the band and look at the even burn line, and not a lot has changed. The cigar is fairly consistent. It's very consistent, actually. There's really nothing I can describe that of any noteworthiness that where the cigar has changed. Just slight fluctuations. Basically, the same flavors are in play. But we are at the band, so I'm going to remove it. Well, we were down to the end, so let's wrap it up. Here at the end, you really had some pretty decent sized changes. You lost a lot of the sweetness in the cedar. The cherry notes really went away. The things that really came forward were the coffee and the dry wood notes. The roasted nuts, the almonds, are subtle at best, but there are a lot of coffee notes and a lot of dry wood notes here at the end. And that really only happened, that big transition only happened about the last quarter. You started to see it, and up until that point, the cigar was just like we talked about all through, really at its best. Here at the end, with all these other notes, it significantly changed, but it was far enough along that by now a lot of people would have stopped with the cigar, but I go to the very end. The other notes, finish and what have you, is pretty much unchanged. I would say the cigar actually topped out at a light medium to full. Been a very good cigar. This Buena Vista really surprised me. It started out with surprising notes and really continued that way through 3/4 or over 3/4 of the cigar. Very good cigar. These notes at the end won't really affect the score that much because it was so good up to that point. I'm rating it a 91. Very good cigar. Don't know the price point. I don't know where these are available. I'm sure they're being introduced or talked about at the IPCPR, which is going on right now in Las Vegas. So look for these on shelves, and I would suggest you try them because it's a very good cigar. So there you have it, the Buena Vista Reserva Pyramide 91.